Calling the meeting of the Berlin Council on Aging Board of Directors to order on Tuesday, September 24th, 2024. We are in person at the COA, not the COA space, in the town office building in room 227, in case you want to drop by and give us some ideas. And in attendance, Linda Robinson.
Here.
Kate Bliss.
Here.
Pat Wheeler.
Here.
Lori Fairbay.
Here.
Karen Schultz.
Here.
Bob Blair here. The whole crew is with us today. In terms of the agenda.
I think it's the same. Yes, it was a generic. She had it was posted. Same as the last. Same as it was.
Very well. First item on this is review and approve the minutes of the previous meeting. Karen sent out already. Any corrections, additions, objections? Simmering feelings of insult or any, no, none of that. Good. All right, so we're approving it. Can we have fiscal updates? I see them right here in front of my face. Peggy, do you want to read those?
Not particularly.
Well, okay, sure.
Fiscal
The
year
voice you hear will
25
be Kate Bliss.
part-time wages for August 27th, 2024 to September 20th, 2024 is $801.24. 1 second here. Let's just get Chris in here.
Meeting isn't just gonna have my mug on it, I hope.
It is. Chris, can you hear us? Okay.
I would have put on makeup if I'd
Oh,
known
here
this.
she is. There we go.
Who's that, Chris?
Chris Keith. She's just coming on now.
Hey, Chris.
Mhm.
Welcome to the hood. You're mute
Hi.
or something. There you are. Got it.
All right, so for part-time wages, we have $801.24. For expenses, gasoline was $51. Tai Chi was $220. Meals on Wheels mileage was $28.54, bringing the total to $299.54. Donations, we had Powder House News, $150. Yoga and $39, Tai Chi $28, van $80, and that brings the total to $287. Program usage, yoga 4 to 9.
Attendees.
Okay, yeah. And via Zoom for yoga was 1 to 3, Tai Chi was 2 to 6, and Meals on Wheels 6 to 9.
Anybody have questions, additions, suggestions?
We don't have to pay anything for yoga this time around?
Under expenses. Under expenses, is there any cost for yoga?
No, she's usually delayed in submitting her bill, or probably coming in another week or so.
We almost took it as much in donations as we had in expenses. That's a nice place to be. Van updates. There's information here about that. The van was washed. Its first bath of the year. No, it was washed on 8/29. It was also undercoated. Is that on here?
No.
That was last month. That was
Yeah,
the
I thought it
previous.
was.
I know, but it's lasted a whole month, so I just wanted to have us continue to feel good about its undercoating.
Was that van washed in one day it rained?
Yeah, when 8/29, was that the day we had thunder showers, or was that, did we actually take it someplace? The driver reported that the brakes needed to be checked and the tires are down to the wear bar and need to be replaced. we agreed to take it between Kristen and myself and Peggy. Agreed to take it to Berlin Auto Service Monday, September 23rd for repairs and replacements as needed.
Would you like to hear?
I would, because I see, yeah. At what cost?
Wait a minute. He put in 2 tires on the front
Oh,
and their brakes were fine. But he's saying that the brakes, rear brakes should probably be replaced in the spring. The cost is $430.
not outrageous. That's 2 tires. I assume that they did some alignment and so forth.
Oh, yeah, I would
It's a
think
competent
typically-
garage, so I'm sure they did whatever.
Plus it's $70 to get rid of the tires. That's part of that total.
So the 430 will be the total to replace them in the spring.
70 to get rid of the tire. What does it cost at the transfer station? It's less than that, I'm pretty sure.
Can you take tires?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you-
one of the big
you-
hoppers that up near the
Oh, I
mulch
didn't know
pile. Yeah,
This
you
is
got a
a-
whole bunch at your house you want to get rid of? Anybody tired of their tires? No. So now, as far as we know, then the van is in primo shape.
Yeah.
One thing I'd heard from a previous driver about the van was that the step that the passenger uses to get into the van sticks out and is somehow awkward and should be addressed, apparently. I don't know if
This driver hasn't mentioned that. to
our
me.
driver hasn't mentioned it.
As in that they access the back of the van?
Yeah. Not the back, that's through a
No,
ramp,
no,
but on
I'm
the
sorry.
side,
Passengers that ride.
right,
Versus the upfront passenger.
right. Do they even take passengers up front? They could.
I
It's
don't
not like a
know.
police car where you have to sit in the back. In the door without handles on
So
the
what's
inside.
the,
Isn't it supposed to stick out so you can get into it?
Oh, yeah, it is, but there was
I'm not being
something,
fresh,
other drivers' observation was that it was awkward. And some people felt kind of unsteady or something getting
Did
in.
it move?
No, I doubt it. I'm
I
pretty sure
haven't
it's-
heard from any of the riders, because I talk to them all the time.
It's supposed to, yeah.
To be too steep an incline, for people to get in, so
No, this is a step, not a ramp.
that's right,
Yeah.
but if you have like little steps, it tends to then they're close to the van, then they have to be steep to stay close to the van. So the bottoms, so they tend to stick out more so that the pitch of the stairs isn't so steep. You know what I mean? So
No,
if
not
you know,
actually.
here's the van,
Yeah,
and you don't want them to stick out very far,
Right.
then they have to be like little short steps that stay close to the van, right? Like this. But if you want them to be safer for elderly people, then the pitch has to be farther out. So that people aren't going up an incline like this, they're going up an incline on stairs.
I've never observed a pitch on the step.
Is there only one step?
Yeah.
And then the van,
Yeah,
yeah. So again, I mean, I've never seen our van, but I know on other vans that I've dealt with,
to the other van?
this
Yeah,
step is.
I think this calls for a field trip.
we'll take a field trip back to Rhoda Spring.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
I don't know. I mean, you just don't want a little teeny step close to the van. Because that's not, not enough surface for the person to put their foot on.
yeah.
I was gonna say that it seems like we would get this complaint if the step was too short and somebody's whole foot couldn't fit on it.
Yeah, that's
the other way
generally,
around.
I mean, I think it's usually a step that comes out a ways as opposed to.
I've never seen it, actually. I've no
Can
idea.
you
Yeah,
converse with Russell and ask him if he's ever heard anybody or if he's observed anybody having a difficulty with the step?
Step in the rear of
On the side of the van that riders use to access the back of the van.
It's not something that drops down. It's always just right there.
Sitting there, yeah.
That could be then what he's talking about, because I've only dealt with vans where the stairs come
Right, you
down.
have to release it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that
Um,
one's
Oh.
fixed in place. So maybe it
Have
was,
you seen it,
was
Kate?
it awkward while people got into it, or was it just awkward to drive around with it sticking out?
No, it had to do with passengers
Oh.
finding it somehow difficult, but if you can ask,
I don't quite understand what you're saying. Where exactly are these steps located?
so you get the passenger door on the right side, and
Yeah,
you got the sliding door behind that,
yeah.
and right there in the
Sliding door?
entrance, there's a step that comes out the side. Otherwise, things this far, the floor of the van is up here. So unless they are kangaroos, they're gonna need something to get from here to there. So there's a step sticks out the side.
But
Maybe it's a little bit wide, something.
Pardon?
in the rear of the van is for people with a wheelchair.
Oh, that's different entirely. That's a ramp,
Okay.
and that's, I
Okay,
forget how
I'll ask
long,
him.
it's at least
It
6
must be
feet,
something
7.
like that.
Something like that.
Someone put in
Yeah,
a
but
complaint?
maybe it's a little bit deeper.
No, a
Because
previous
it's-
driver had said that she had observed, being the driver, had observed that people were having some difficulty using that step.
Okay.
But it sounds like you haven't heard our present driver mention it.
He hasn't mentioned it, and none of the riders have, but I'll ask them.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Just check and see. If it, I don't know what we're gonna do. If it turns out to be bad, we'll just
Mhm.
take a torch and cut it off and find something else, or
Get a milk crate.
Go, that's the wall.
Right.
put a
I
6-foot.
think probably the companies that retrofit these vans may have something else to offer, like a step that folds up or something like that.
Yeah.
But
Pogo stick
exactly,
right in, yeah,
trampoline,
yeah. Well, so you're gonna ask the driver.
I will.
Goody, okay.
Thank you.
It may not be a current problem. Maybe we only had 1 or 2 passengers before who thought it was difficult, but if anybody
Basically
does,
all the same.
they're
Don't
all,
have any change in passengers.
oh, yeah, same passengers for the last 10 years. Okay,
Is that with this that was done, the repairs and replacements, or that's what's gonna cost for the new tires in the spring?
Excuse me?
The 400.
it's just the front,
Oh,
2 front
front
tires
Yes,
and tires replaced.
getting rid of the tires.
Getting rid of tires.
and also,
And checking the brakes.
yeah,
Okay,
and
that was all of that.
checking out the brake situation. So has the driver said anything about the brakes now? Because I thought he said they felt kind of soft.
No, well, this just happened yesterday, so I haven't spoken to him, no.
Okay. That might be another thing then, just.
I
say,
just
do the-
asked
do
him.
the
to
brakes
let
feel
me know.
better?
Yeah, he told me it was gonna be done today.
Yeah.
And I asked him to report the result, and that's what he told me.
Okay. So it was, I thought originally we had talked about the thing going in and then having it back to us for the first of the 3 days that the driver drives.
Well, I guess they decided they didn't need it over the weekend, I think, just do it on Monday. Like an appointment, just on Monday.
So we had the van back today for use.
Yeah.
Oh, good, okay. That's that. Powder House News. Oh, sorry, COA events. Oh, what?
Still. Well, this is talking about.
This is the van.
defibrillator in the van. So I
Fire
didn't-
depart, oh
I
yeah,
didn't
the
know if
van,
we were
a new defibrillator has been ordered for the van, the one that was in use was not doing well, and it was also different from the defibrillators used by all the rest of the Berlin town departments that use defibrillators. So they've ordered one that's exactly like the ones, or similar enough to the ones that the others use, that they can be repaired and parts can be available for them without having a whole bunch of different things in inventory to service different manufacturers' defibrillators.
But
Does that
the
come out of our
charge is gonna
budget?
be increased from what we initially got.
Yeah, the initial quote was $1,465 and the actual cost $1,624. $135, $159 more. added $88 for infant/child key and $56 for spare set of adult pads. And fire department is installing that for us.
That's when it comes in.
Okay. And then if there are any issues with it, the fire department can
No,
tune them in and tune in the problem.
no.
Okay, that's good. And the driver is trained in the use of the defibrillator, all drivers?
It will be once it comes in.
Well, he had one before, or somebody
It's
did.
a different kind of defibrillator.
Good point. Okay. Oh, he's gonna get trained in it. And is that a requirement when we advertise the position
Fire
for driver?
department recommends it. They have people who will train them.
Yeah, but I just meant, is it part of the written requirement for a driver that they have to be
I don't know that.
willing to
I
learn?
haven't seen the job description for them.
Okay, that's something we need to,
We once did have a job description for them. I remember seeing it.
I feel like
I think I
it
have
should be
to,
part of the job description if it
Yeah.
isn't.
need to check that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just said it should be part of
Yeah,
it if
yeah,
it isn't.
If they're not trained.
Yeah. Right.
So there's some- Or is that just the one?
I think it is, right? Like you go through
No, the
CPR training and you do the
training is-
defibrillator stuff too. Yeah.
Are our drivers not also supposed to be familiar with
CPR.
CPR?
That's why it said
Yeah.
they have to do them.
And and so has our present driver been certified that way? Yeah, okay.
Do we know what the next class is? Yeah. A while ago.
As a former ambulance squad person, what other skills do you suspect the driver should?
Pretty
Here.
much the CPR and the defib, that's what they
That's about
need.
it.
No first aid.
First, I'd be pretty basic.
At one point, there was something or other about, I think, about the driver not conversing much with the riders. I always thought that was kind of weird.
That they weren't supposed to, or they weren't,
Weren't supposed to.
or weren't
They're not
supposed.
supposed to?
It seems to me I remember something like that, because George Pendergast was more than willing to turn over the driving to me, even though I hadn't been qualified to drive it, but
I think George would have been very chatty with folks.
yeah,
That was his nature
Yeah, absolutely.
to, you
Yeah.
know,
there's also the
greet
thing
with
about,
pleasantries and discuss things.
Mm.
there's also the thing about liability. If you help somebody get in, I don't know how you don't help somebody to get in if they're seniors, but if you help somebody to get in, they have an accident, then
There was a discussion about
Yes.
that a
Yeah.
long
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
ago, like if it was icy or.
They were supposed to have someone there to help them get in and
Yeah.
not.
if
Not
they
the
need
driver,
assistance, then
yeah.
it should be somebody on the home front who helps them. Huh. Sounds like,
I don't think it's supposed to be any kind of hands-on because then you'd be.
well, I mean, I drive
Yeah.
for the Neshoba neighbors and I drive my own car.
Mhm.
And I help them get in, I help them get out if they need it, if they ask for it. I don't pick them up and put them in on the seat, but usually with some effort. And the wheelchairs, you know, you get them to the door, lock the wheelchairs. Most people can stand up and get in. In the van, well, if they're in a wheelchair, they come up the ramp and the wheelchair gets locked down.
Do they anything, the waiver so that you're not held liable in your car?
And you probably have to have
Yeah, well,
something on
the
your
Neshoba
insurance.
neighbors provides extra insurance for the drivers so that their policy is covering them. At least I hope it does. I'm pretty sure it
Do
does.
you want to make a note for that?
Yeah, no, it does. That's when people say, how come a cost to belong to it? That's one of the costs that they have to cover is the extra insurance. All right. Council on Aging events ideas.
Well, going along with what Peggy said, there's been the health, the flu clinic on the tenth. At BMX, 3:30 to 5:30.
Oh, and yeah, I wanted to tell you, Victoria has tentatively scheduled Shine workshops here. The 16th and the 30th of October. Between 9 AM and 12 PM. I don't know how we get that information out to the seniors now. Unless
Wish I had it.
both of our neighbors gonna,
Wish I had it before I
Yeah,
posted this.
she just told me that today.
Yeah.
So Shine training on which
But
dates?
She made
not training, I mean, she's,
on October.
I mean,
16th and
information.
30th. She says she may also schedule one in November, so I'll try to.
Yeah, if I can get it for the November one, that'd be
Yeah.
good.
And where would it be?
I think in this room,
And
and she's hoping that people will schedule it
Mm.
rather than just, she'll do walk-ins if she's not busy with scheduled ones, but.
And so that's, just to be clear, you said the two dates, the 30th of October and what,
16th.
16th and 30th?
19th and 30th is
And-
Wednesdays.
And at what times?
9 to 12.
From 9 to 12.
Is there like a bulletin board or anything on the webpage online that like events get?
You have the town website.
There's also the Council on Aging one, but I don't have any access to it.
who does?
Maybe Dee could do it, I don't know.
That's a good idea. Maybe post on Berlin Neighbors Connect as well.
Yes,
Yeah, I was
absolutely.
thinking of that.
Yeah, we don't have that many public announcement
Hmm.
outlets or
Or do
input,
you need like a-
inlets, whatever.
Just a sign or something. Just that- that-
Yeah, yeah.
Could also do some little attention-getting little things to post at, say, Northbrook 1 and 2,
Yeah,
and the mail bulletin board over on River Road West, that community, and the community up at the top of Highland Street.
Do they,
Yeah.
do they have a community place up there?
The one off Highland,
Yeah,
way down at the back on Campbell Road,
okay.
go past all the houses, and I don't know if people go there for their information. They have the little pullout when you enter the property that has all the mailboxes.
Yep.
In the case of the one on River Road West, they have a bulletin board at the same place they have the mailboxes.
yeah, because otherwise, no,
Yeah,
you could put it on the webpage.
October 15th is just around the corner.
Thinking if we put it, if it's somewhere on the Berlin page, as opposed to just COA, because I'm just speaking from experience, when I think many people who are just starting to look at their Shine their Shine
Options?
opportunities or
Yes.
options, thank you,
It's
are
because
not
the medical
necessarily.
stuff- Insurance stuff is all changing.
Yeah, but they're not necessarily thinking in terms of COA. Most of them are working or transitioning from working, and so I may not be looking at a COA posting, but more just a general information posting.
yeah.
If we do that, one thing we might explain is what shine means.
I think we should have a little write-up, what's included in the workshop, so people know.
I got
what's
one
what.
right here from
Bob.
Boylston's. It was in here somewhere.
Yes, Chris?
I'm sure that Dee would be happy to put something up on the town's website if somebody wrote it up and just said, this is what we'd like to put up.
Volunteer writer uppers?
Got me, I
It's
mean,
here. There's
Boylston
nothing
has-
here.
yeah, I mean, shine is shine, no matter what town you're in, that's all I'm saying. So,
See, where is the? Oh, here it is, yep. Free unbiased insurance counseling to seniors through volunteers trained by the Executive Office of Elder Affairs. So, pretty simple.
Okay, so we can ask Dee to write that up for the town site. And then Berlin Neighbors Connect. Well, if she does an article that is appropriate for the website, then we can also,
Put it up.
same thing on Berlin Neighbors Connect.
You can also, if we copy each other, I can make sure it gets posted at 19 Carter too,
Oh, good.
on the community bulletin.
So who are
board.
you gonna have write it up?
Can we do, I mean, I can just take this and use it in some way and put in Victoria. Where do we want them to call to make an appointment?
Oh, well, the.
I don't have it with me, but there is a number for in the call, if I can get in touch. with
With
her.
Shine?
Yeah,
And I'm happy to reach out to Victoria. I'm in touch with her too to just say, you know. what's the
yeah,
number?
well, she's the sign off to
Yeah, yeah.
Berlin.
Yeah,
I mean, other towns haven't, but they have. I'm gonna go, Berlin does have.
But I'm just saying for Victoria's times,
Yeah.
where should they call to make an appointment? Because she like.
Well, actually, I
appointments,
don't, I don't have a telephone number for them to call. I have to send her an email.
Should they
I don't
call
think She
here?
has a phone number for them to call.
Should she call here to the COA director line?
Well, I'll get it, yeah,
Yeah.
and I can refer, yeah, I can send it information to
so
her.
that should be the number then.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can call, I mean, I checked that. line a couple
Would it be
times a day.
easier though for us to just provide her contact email, or is that an email she'd prefer not to share? Cause it
Let's
feels
not
like you're
share.
gonna be busy in the middle
Yeah.
when maybe we should just send them directly to her.
But I don't have that information.
Okay.
83827.
Here, 978,
I'm sorry, 978.
the COA director's line.
I'm thinking the Council on Aging number, that's the number, right?
Yeah,
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 and leave a message, maybe just
yeah,
keep
yeah.
it simple.
Is there any value to making up some colorful little thing you can put, say, in the store, the post office, 19 Carter?
Yeah.
We could also get the message to the two churches, two church secretaries.
I'm
So-
happy to do any of this, but I know none of these people, so just give me all the information. I mean, I'll write this up and then I can send it wherever you want me to send it.
Yeah.
But I just need guidance as to. who
oh, yeah,
these
all the
people are.
emails are here. as 19. Okay,
And I know the two church secretaries, so I'll give you their
Okay,
names and
great.
numbers. I'll give you their
Do you want
home
me to-
numbers because sometimes you call the church and it's kind of,
Do you want me to drop a little flyer for it that you can send them?
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
just send me the information, I'll make up a flyer and.
that seemed to work, Chris?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Okay. So we were saying. So Linda's gonna write it up and. You, Linda, are you gonna send it to Berlin Neighbors Connect?
I can, if you tell me how to do that.
Oh, Dee could do that.
Okay,
I'd have Dee do that since she'll be,
so to post on the website and Berlin Neighbors Connect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, I just need Dee's contact information.
you want her number?
What?
Lori's a walking phone book. She knows everybody's number.
Her number is 838-2442.
Okay,
She's a valuable.
I will
Okay,
get in touch with her. I'll write something up and get in touch with her and
Okay,
send it to you as well.
sounds good.
not sure what that is. For your information for COA board.
well, last month, she was, Kristen just gave us all the updates on where things stood with the new director, so it was.
Gotcha, gotcha.
I don't know where that stands. If anybody has any idea if the ad's been posted?
For a COA director?
That's what the FYI was last month when we talked. about
Okay,
it.
my
Yes.
impression is that she has finalized, that Kristen has finalized it, and that the personnel board didn't go along with our request for 32 hours. They're going along with 24 hours.
Not even the 30 that she wanted,
Nope,
because it had been 25 to 30, and she said she wasn't gonna, she didn't want less than 30.
yeah,
Okay,
that's what we said.
so they only approved 24.
Yep,
Why is that? It's unbenefited.
they don't think, somehow they don't conjure an image of the director needing more than 24 hours a week to do their job.
Based on the wind.
I don't know.
I think the argument was that Victoria's time she worked here, very large portion of it was for social services. And this part that she's gonna, just the director doesn't really be that involved in social services.
Unfortunately, see, we also had no activities for seniors under that setup. And so our goal was to increase the activities for seniors in Berlin, and if 24 hours is what Victoria was already doing, then there's no time left to do that.
No, Victoria was doing, how many hours?
No, but
Oh.
what Peggy's saying
It was
is,
split.
it was, social services was all the other 16 hours, right? So 24 hours should be everything that she needs to do, except she wasn't doing the part that we have decided is important.
His social activities and bringing seniors out of their homes to events and probably some reaching out. Well, I'm not sure that she didn't reach out to seniors. I think she probably did.
Yeah.
And anybody who said they came to her with questions or issues said that she responded right away, which is great.
Is she still, is that this new person going to still be responsible for the social service part for elders?
No, oh, well, yeah, that's what.
No, I mean, she'll refer people to the various places, but she won't do any counseling or anything like that.
Okay, but it's the referral part.
My understanding, and Chris, Keith, you can correct me if I'm wrong, is that fire and police chiefs were working on some grant that would provide funding for someone to be a social services person or consultant, just person, what?
I think so. I think you're correct. They were working on something together. I believe it was a grant. That might be, end up being a separate person if they had to ever hire someone.
Yeah, I definitely was under the impression it was gonna be somebody separate from the COA.
Yeah, that was my
Yeah.
impression. I do remember, and I'll have to go back to the minutes.
Do you have any idea where that sits at this point?
I don't, although, I don't understand why personnel disagreed with what Kristen brought to them.
That's two of us.
And I meant to tell Kristen that if she wanted someone to support what she was asking for, all she has to do is ask. She could ask the board, or she could ask the COA, and perhaps, one or both of us could go to a personnel meeting and let them know that if they think this is important enough.
I think maybe maybe they had the same impression that the COA is not providing a lot of individual programs and opportunities for inclusion and so forth. So why would you need more than 24 hours to do that? And it's perhaps, maybe they're doing a wait and see. I think I did see some indication that they are open to increasing the hours if it looks like that's required in order to provide programs. So maybe that's what we get into. We start off at 24 hours and the person says, I don't know what you want me to do with
Make the
24
case.
hours. I need more time if you're gonna have this and this and this and this.
Okay.
Well, I think between the research that we've already done
Yeah,
to make the case to Kristen, plus then a person coming in saying, this is what I'm able to accomplish in these 24 hours. But if you want me to actually provide A, B, and C for our seniors, then this is what I need.
I'd be concerned about getting someone really good if you're not gonna give them enough hours.
That's an
That's
excellent point.
That's exactly what I was worried about.
Yeah, and did they nix the idea of an admin or to help out, an assistant?
There's no talk about funding for an assistant.
I
No,
don't believe so.
So just 24 hours.
or a COA director. I agree, that's one of the issues, and as far as I know one, I think, highly qualified person who was encouraged to apply has been handling programs for another very active COA. I'm not sure that if she looked at that, she thought, "You kidding, 24 hours, you know, how many things that I can put together and do, you know, like 7? That's not gonna happen with 24, but that might be the kind of input that the personnel committee needs to, you know, so we've got
What's the
these 3
expectation of
applicants.
How those 24 hours are gonna be spread out.
Exactly, I was
I mean, is
thinking
that
that
like a
driving
three-
along
a
today.
three-day-
I
3
mean,
days a week, so that they, if this person wanted to supplement with another part-time job, or is the expectation that they'll be here every day?
Are there some
That's a good
remote
point, because if you
hours
say
or-
5 days a week, that divvies up to almost like 4 days of 5 hours and 1 day of 4 hours.
Right.
So how do you dovetail that with other work you need to do in order to put food on the table?
Assuming 24 hours, it's not benefited.
It is not.
I think it is.
I thought it was. Oh, it is?
Under 20 is
Oh,
not.
under
Oh,
20.
I thought it was-
Is that right, Chris? It is a benefited position if it's over 20 hours.
I
Yeah.
would think so, yes.
With that.
I was looking at this newsletter. It's from the town of Boylston, which is larger than Berlin. Their Council on Aging only has hours 4 days a week, 8 AM to 2 PM. The van is only serviced, has been a 20-mile radius. And it's only from 8 to 2 on Monday to Thursday too. Which is.
Well, what do we,
seems like-
yeah, but what do we have? Our van is theoretically,
Well, it's
we have
like
a 3 days a week.
But only because we don't have a driver from.
Yeah. And I said, but I haven't, is I would ask other COA directors in the area, do they have any part-time drivers who are interested in doing more driving than they're offering? And might they be persuaded to come and put in some hours here?
Was Boylston one of the ones we had called? We did.
No.
Yeah, you see, this here shows you what some of their activities are, and they're working on it for girls. I think they count on their senior citizens to do all of this stuff, and they advertise for them.
Bolton's only 4 days a week.
Is it? But is it an extended day? I mean, this is, you know,
I mean,
9 to
the COA hours,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's,
You do know they have 2 people now, right? There's a COA
Yeah, that-
coordinator and a
that's
COA
a
assistant.
joke.
so does Bolton. So
Yeah.
it's-
Bolton has 30 hours for the director and 30 hours for the assistant. And it's also, one good thing about, well, cooperation between COAs is enhanced in the case of Clinton and Bolton, because the mom is the director in Clinton and the daughter is assistant director in Bolton.
Yeah.
And I think they do collaborate and help each other out.
I got the impression, both when I visited Hudson and Bolton, that there's a lot of collaboration between all of the COAs.
Mhm.
Clinton has 5 full-time employees, COA, and they have several part-time as well, plus some part-time drivers.
Right.
It's the humongous building they have.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I had a tour of it the other day.
I
But
think
they also have a 16,000 population as opposed to our, whatever it is.
They have 3,700 seniors.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Clinton?
But I think if we encourage our new director, that's part of the expectation to collaborate. In that should be part of the assessment of the candidates, I think. That, so,
What previous positions have you had where you
yeah.
collaborated and
Right,
found that useful and helpful?
I thought we had talked about that with Kristen and she was kind of
I think she's
Like
on
this
board
isn't
with
new.
collaborating.
Yeah, she's very much on board with them.
Yeah,
Collaborating.
Yeah, I think when we amended the job description.
Yeah,
that
she was taking notes
in-
on
Yeah,
that
yeah.
piece of
I
it.
think
I
we
didn't
could
see
set
that
up
word.
opportunity for that too. You know, we could, like the people that I met with, I think would be open to having, you know, them sort of be part of the orientation and then, you know, it's not, then you know somebody, you know. So we could maybe, you know, bring or introduce or something to the people that we interviewed.
I do wonder though, if our next step would be to have Kristen push back with the personnel committee and say,
Did
I
you
think
watch
she's-
that meeting?
I have not, I've
They
been
were
like out of
very
commission for the
adamant.
last month. so. Okay,
Yeah, I think we should all meet with them.
I didn't watch it either.
I didn't either, but I think they should have
invite them to
some
our next meeting.
little.
Excuse me, explain yourself. Oh, no, I want the advertising to go out now.
Yeah, okay.
It
yes, this has already been like several months.
Is
You
it?
know?
Was it?
No, I mean like
It's on,
from
posted
when
somewhere.
Victoria left to
Yeah.
now, you know.
We posted that on Facebook for a recreation
It's
coordinator.
on that.
But I
It's
didn't-
on, but
I didn't see it, that doesn't mean it's
I
not
don't
there.
think she's put it out yet, but I think she's about to.
Okay, so it's not out.
I don't think so.
Maybe we could at
I
least
will
get
look.
the commitment from the personnel committee that if it is, we can show that the 24 hours is not enough, that they're willing to expand it.
I,
What if we don't get like, or let's
Any
see what we
candidates?
get for, you know, people coming in and then that would help make our case.
Yeah.
Like, let's get together
Yeah, I
and
think
have
we-
another
it's probably
discussion
gonna be a
about
step,
this.
right.
Yeah.
We're getting everybody experience because
Right.
hours. Yeah.
that was one of the problems. Two directors ago, is that she was working 3 jobs
Mm,
in order to
Oh.
feed her family.
yeah.
Yeah, and so then she went off to,
Oh.
she went off to Holly, yeah, she
Yeah.
went off to Shrewsbury. And makes 80,000 or 90,000 there. It's like
Yeah, I didn't know that's what.
not a hard choice. Yeah,
Hey, may I say something? Louise Janda gave me this, I only have this one copy of, how the Berlin Council on Aging came to be and some of the things, and she asked me to give it to you, so do fit what you make.
anybody speed read? You want me to pass this on? I'll
Should I
speed
look
read
at
it.
scan it and email it to all of us, please?
Oh,
Okay.
all 25 pages of it?
Yeah, that's easy.
No, it's not that much.
I can actually do that tomorrow because Louise Janda left me, I think, a copy of that in 19.
So Kate will scan it.
Or ask her to send you the Word document. So you'd like to share.
Is it in a Word document?
I don't know if it's in a Word document.
Is it-
I feel like she probably has a giant filing cabinet. She probably does have
I
it.
think she just, her real thing is that, if you know, it's just
not
a
into
format.
It was actually pretty robust what
Yeah.
they were able to accomplish. Yeah, I did scan through part of it.
Does it indicate how many hours the previous director was
It
paid for?
wasn't directed.
There was, it
wasn't
was all
any recreation
volunteer then.
Director until, a paid director until we had Polly.
That's true.
Right,
Yeah.
So she was the first, yeah.
So,
So that led to another question is if the director only has 24 hours, does the Berlin community have enough people who would be interested in volunteering to help with that, to help the director create and get programs stood up and going? Because it seems like, well, not everybody has time to go volunteer for stuff, and I don't know if Berliners are already so committed to other things that they don't have time for this in addition. But I guess it's worth asking if there are people who would like to.
no, it is posted. It's on the website. Took me a while to find it. It's the only director page is posted. It's not this one.
It is. The
It
new
is.
The new position is? And
When-
it says
when was it
24 hours?
posted?
It does. Would you like me to read it to you?
Sure. You have to have a megaphone because Chris is
It's
facing this
really
way and she
sweet.
won't hear what you're saying.
It's there, yeah.
Or maybe you've already seen this, Chris.
No,
have,
It's just the ad, or there's an attachment to the ad saying.
Well, it's
job
all the,
descriptions.
it's on the website for all the town of Berlin. There's 4 jobs posted here, the recreation, some maintenance guy, and then. The town of Berlin is seeking qualified candidates for a 24-hour per week part-time benefited COA director. The Council on Aging Director is responsible for identifying community and individual needs of the senior population. And further administering, developing, maintaining, and scheduling programs to meet these needs. All other work as required. The pay range for this position is $30.27 to $32.33 per hour. The full job description can be found here. Resume and cover letters sent to D Green. Open until filed. They're asking for them to be received by October 7th.
can you hear all this, Chris, or should I be signing while she's talking?
No, I'm good.
Okay,
Actually, that was
I
just
got
a little
that.
blurb, but if you click on it, then you can get the whole, like, I won't read the whole thing because it's nearly 3 pages long.
right, but it is out.
It's on the webpage.
I'm really interested to hear what comes in.
I'm wondering if anything came in. I can't see when it was posted though.
I think it was yesterday, today.
Oh, okay.
It was, yeah, it
Okay.
wasn't long ago, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
So it's like 2 weeks
It
there.
was a long time coming, say that.
Recommended they wanted to be either an associate's or a bachelor's degree in human services, social service, or related field. 3 years experience working with elderly.
Okay, does anybody have related or additional or new information to put out or questions to ask? Issues to bring up?
About anything? I got an issue.
About anything? Yes. Chair recognizes,
I did your attachments here, the senior work off program and the van rides just for this 2024. But that's not what my issue is.
that's interesting. So all these locations on here, who wrote Worcester? I'm a Worcester boy. You can't write Worcester. There ain't no H in Worcester.
I did that.
Oh,
He's trying to understand.
oh. Oh,
She's just seeing if you're paying.
Actually, my fingers.
Yeah, I'm paying
I can
attention.
do it.
Worcester, come on. So these are destinations that they were driven to?
It is. It was a town and what the various reasons they went for those towns for them.
Hudson. But Hudson's not, oh, wait a minute, I keep thinking WRTA. Oh, I do have something to say on that. I keep thinking WRTA because we have our own van. We are not stuck in the actual borders of the Worcester Regional Transit Authority area. Yeah. WRTA, if they provide transportation, at least now, if they
Yeah.
provide transportation, it's only within the area that they are,
So if they provide the van,
yeah,
then we have to stay in their area, but if
Right.
we do, they don't.
we don't. Because we own our van,
Yeah.
we take people where we want.
So could we keep our van and have one of their vans
Well,
and then,
What we're looking at now is a collaborative program between the Worcester Regional Transit Authority and Metro West Regional Transit Authority. We had broached the subject with the WRTA, and they were very responsive. They heard what we were saying, but we're kind of stuck for transportation, and WRTA, although we're within their area, we're in the top right corner of it, and we don't happen to have services and haven't had. So what they're trying to do cooperatively is have Metro West, which is just the other side of the border, and Hudson and so forth, pick up on-call rides that would go into Berlin and take people to areas, Berlin, Hudson. I'm thinking Marlboro probably. And that's I forget what I don't have the details in front of me, but that's on call and the response is within a quite short period of time. I mean, you don't call them and say, I need a ride 15 minutes from now, but you can ask, for a day or two ahead. And they will send a vehicle to take you. Which is one of our points to the WRTA is we're using our 10-passenger van to take people one at a time or two at a time, medical appointments, take them shopping. Shopping certainly could be as many people as the van fits, but it isn't being used that way now. So having something that does on-call response in a smaller vehicle takes that load off our backs and would allow us to say, take groups, hopefully at some point, take groups to whatever, shows in Worcester,
Ice cream at Rhoda Springs.
ice cream, moving around the area.
Or do we have? And also do like Tuesdays we go to Target or Thursdays we go to Market Basket and have a lot of people go on the van to those places
That would
instead
make
of one at
sense.
a time.
Yeah,
That would make
that's
sense.
a good idea.
Yeah, it isn't just entertainment. If it,
Yeah,
I see the Metro West, it looks like about a 20-passenger small bus. It's always running through Highland Commons.
Mhm.
I don't know if they go over to the other one, but Highland Commons. And stopping in front of Market Basket. I don't know where else they go there. Maybe they go to,
Thank-
Doggy Palace or something if
It's
people
up
have
there
pets.
with a bank.
Yeah, right.
but yeah, if our van wasn't tied up with all these one-on-one medical appointments.
That was what we were pitching to the WRTA. And I have to say, they were extremely fast in responding. They came out, first they had to figure a day that worked for us and for them, but oh no, I'm sorry, we did it virtually, but they had 4 or 5 people from the WRTA and then one from Metro West who would be doing this cooperative thing to discuss it. And then, so they put in for a grant, which is still in the works, I guess, but if the grant is granted, then we'll have this ride opportunity. So that'll help with the van thing, and I will get off my bum and call the COA directors in the area and ask if they have part-time drivers who would like to supplement. So we can have our van running 5 days a week at least.
But Kristen was gonna check and see if they had any minivans. Do you hear anything back on that?
Yeah, that was part of the discussion. They have, I think their smallest are. I've seen their vans, the ones that they supply to Clinton, those have to be at least 10 or 12 passenger vans. I don't know that they go a whole lot smaller than that. I guess they're not interested in having their garage filled with little teeny vehicles.
Yeah.
When they got all these huge buses and then a variety of vans to operate, but sounds like they're amenable. And our van just runs what, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday now? From when to when? 8 to, or whenever it's called.
Sometimes start at 8, sometimes we have an appointment next week for 3 o'clock, so.
And the
He's not
last
that particular.
time it runs during the day?
Well, it used to be like the last ride went out at 2, but this person has an appointment at 3 o'clock in Worcester.
Uh-huh.
And so we haven't been refusing anybody. As long as the driver's willing to go.
So that this person who needs a ride to Worcester at 3 is going to get that ride?
Yes,
That's good.
That's good.
Well, we're still relying on just one driver, so we really need to have a bigger stable. I thought we had somebody who sounded like she was had driven before, was gonna step up and go back to driving, but I think the interest somehow petered out.
speaking about drivers,
Yes,
I got that, and I don't know what's going on.
employee performance appraisal form. I have to say, for a while, it seemed like our driver was getting frustrated by my asking questions about does the van get swept out, are the tires bad enough to, that's okay. I don't mind being in the light. Chris can see me when the light's right here. What is it? It does a weird thing though. It makes it look like I have a full head of white hair when the sun's shining on it.
So you liked it better that way.
Yeah, when I have my,
It was angelic there.
that's it. So anyway, I think what he was wanting is to have somebody speak to him directly and to give value to his recommendation and opinions, which I have no problem with doing that because he has good ideas. And as I said, to him, at least in correspondence, it's not the case. We don't appreciate his ideas. When I was saying, he said the tires are low and the brakes are soft. And I'm saying we should have somebody check those. And he thought, well, if you don't trust the driver, why don't you go look at him yourself? And so I said, no, we're saying that's good. I mean, you could just let the tires run down till they go flat and let the steering go kapooey until we have an accident, but you're not. You're mentioning the issues and we appreciate that. And, don't feel you're unappreciated because you're not. That's good. So I think things are calm there
He's fine right now.
Good. right now. That's good. And may it be
He's quite
forever,
sensitive.
apparently.
So what
But
is that?
what was the outcome he was looking for?
It is
He told
value
you it was an
is
issue and you dealt with it.
Yeah, to seniors though. On the vans.
Well, if there's no person, you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah,
That's
right.
true.
Right.
No mention of the step.
Yeah, right. This, I think there's something about van drivers where they're supposed to do a check of the vehicle before it's taken out.
Yes, I get a report.
And he checks it every time he goes out. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I was concerned about that. I thought, geez, I don't want to mention it now because of my.
Yeah, you might take off like-
Yeah. Good. Phew, dodged that bullet. Okay. Any other business anybody wants to bring up? This new Powder House News looks terrific.
Yeah.
Has Dee done the writing or you do the writing or who's doing the writing?
I think Kristen wrote hers. We got one from the town clerk that wrote that one. Board of Health, that came from Board of Health, the treasurer's office did these. These were supplied. Library gave us information. This was written by the fire department.
Yeah,
So, yeah, this one, Lucy Ayers wrote that one.
that's good.
But you put
She
it
used
all
to put
together, right?
she used to do the Powder House News, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. This was a little flyer. I had just retyped that one so it fit. This
Yeah,
was
that's-
all
that's
supplied.
great.
This was the little
Right.
flyer that the
Yeah.
Berlin transfer station put out, just all the information from that.
Does it have an events calendar for the town?
What we've got is a community, same as what we had before.
Okay,
So community events calendar, so it's got council on aging for the I put in the Tai Chi, the different yogas. Then put in the Berlin churches like we did before, and then
good.
Carter.
Carter, yep.
Yeah.
Super.
To get
Nice, nice.
Right. I mean, it's a lot like the old Powderhouse News.
Yeah.
Why did they take it over?
Why did what?
Why did the town administrator take it over?
Don't know. Why did the
Yeah,
town administrator take it
A
over?
lot of it was the cost, right? I mean. The
Well,
big
maybe
part
that's
of
it, but you could have done it that way too.
We didn't even know about it. Victoria pretty much did
Hmm?
that. Victoria did that.
Negotiated that.
You did?
She did it. We didn't even know till after she'd done it.
It had been brought up, but then sort of happened.
She
Yeah.
thought it was too much money.
It was very
It
expensive.
was a lot of money well, they're still mailing it mostly too.
Yeah, this is a huge cost reduction in mailing
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
printing.
this one, we're mailing to, I think there's 6 to 10 people that want it mailed to them, that's it.
That's it.
So we only
I
print.
think I did Dee a copy of a list of maybe about 12 people.
Yeah.
Like, then,
Yeah,
But
So
we were
otherwise-
mailing like 600 or 700 of them, right?
yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. we've been-
Plus all the hassle at the post office every time you went there is a new rule about
Oh, I know.
fold this, stick this, blah, blah, blah.
So we're,
100 more
we're only,
here.
we're only printing 125, which we're gonna distribute around town.
Chris?
Yeah, has it been sent out to the people who get it emailed?
I don't think it's being emailed.
Okay, because you're talking about it and I haven't seen it yet, because I just told Victoria, just email it to me.
You said it's online though, right?
It's going online either tonight or tomorrow.
Oh, okay, because I was just
On the
looking at
town.
the-
So it's not emailed, it's online.
Okay, what is the date that it comes out?
People wanted it emailed too.
What's
What's the date that it comes out?
October 1st?
But I mean, is it always on the first of a certain month, like every third month or?
Every month.
It's going to be monthly now.
Every
Okay.
month.
Okay, because I think,
Laurie's giving up gardening and everything else at her place. She's just putting all these things together.
Victoria used to email me and say, it's online, Chris. And that's so I'd know it was online, but you know,
Now you know when it's gonna be out.
You just need to go on onto the.
Yeah.
web.
Yeah, need to go on the town webpage,
right,
Really, it's
right.
there, so.
which I have to find out about because I never go on the town
And
webpage.
she's gonna post it on, Dia's gonna post it on Berlin Neighbors Connect and anywhere else that she can figure out where to post it. For
Yeah.
people to go to the link.
Oh, good.
But
Did,
it will also
did you
be on
hear
the
that,
town
Chris?
It's on the
Yes.
town
Okay,
website, yeah. And the printed out one has where to find it online too.
No, excellent.
does anybody have any suggestions for topics you'd like to discuss at the next COA meeting?
Hopefully candidates.
Yeah, well, I was gonna, are we gonna, is
Absolutely.
anyone going to participate in interviewing or have submit questions like we've done in the
It'd be
past?
nice to be able to interview,
Yeah,
because that's how we got, that's what happened when Victoria and one other, there were three people, one dropped out, but then Victoria and the other person came down to those two and made
Who
our
interviewed?
choice. What's that?
Who interviewed it? Was that a committee or, I mean,
We
it's
did.
not the whole.
it must have been the town administrator. It was, the one before
Margaret.
Kristen.
Margaret.
Margaret.
Huh?
Must have been Margaret.
Oh,
I do know.
yeah,
that
she must have some kind of committee. She could have just done it by herself, right?
we
Yeah, I
submitted
feel like we were on a
questions.
Zoom where
Yes,
she was talking.
Yes, we
to-
were.
yes.
Okay.
we were.
Cause this was like,
Yeah, I
COVID.
forgot about that.
One thing that's always mystified me though about a COA director is the performance evaluation is done by the town administrator. I'm thinking, you want to ask the COA, what are they?
But that was brought up, wasn't it, at the
Yeah.
last meeting? And
Mhm.
she said, oh, yes. Kristen said, oh, yeah, that she would ask in the future.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, I just felt kind of, so what are we, sliced bread or, come on.
I think we should follow up too on the office that Kristen said was available upstairs here.
Yes,
The old,
Yeah.
Oh, instead of being down in the dungeon?
yeah,
Yeah,
there's a couple offices up. It's where June used to be.
yeah.
uh,
They said
upstairs. Upstairs office, yeah, okay, I will ask about that. And we still have the issue of the COA space, if we want to, I guess we have permission, if anybody's interested in doing it, is to patch the walls, repaint the walls, I had to get. I was
Wouldn't
thinking of
maintenance
some,
do-
pardon?
Maintenance do-
They could, but their plate is full at the moment, and
Oh.
that wouldn't get done for a while.
Yeah, I'll help out with that.
And Laurie found a really nice print, I guess it is. Yeah.
Aren't there any kids that need some volunteer hours that could paint that?
I'm betting there are. The Leo Club probably. would
The
take-
Boy Scouts, I mean, they used to use that space.
To do what, paint?
Yeah.
You gotta be careful about that, because
Why did
everybody,
you say that? You said they're too busy.
no, I was talking about the maintenance department,
Oh,
the
yes, the
building
maintenance.
maintenance person. The only thing about, you kind of want to vet the volunteers, because everybody thinks they can paint until you see them paint.
Until more of it's on the rug than.
Yeah,
I talked to Freddie. I would talk to Freddie about it. Winter's coming. Guys are not as busy as usual. Except unless it's snow.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to ask him to peel away his guys to do the inside of the building, because didn't they take the building maintenance off his back?
Yeah.
He was responsible for highways, cemeteries, trees.
Hurt to ask.
I could, but I have to ask through Kristen. I can't just go to him.
So what do you want to know, Bob? The maintenance.
Peggy
person-
was saying, could we ask Freddie if he has anybody who could help with painting the room downstairs, fixing it up?
Well, I think that was the other ad that was posted, was for someone to do
Oh.
buildings.
There was an ad, yeah.
But that was to replace the guy
Because I
who
wasn't
was
interested.
doing it, who went the highway.
Exactly.
He was a part-time.
So there really isn't anybody specific, like the buildings guy.
Right.
Until we hire someone.
In Freddie's department, yeah.
Part-time maintenance operator.
Does the part-time maintenance operator or laborer work for more than 24 hours a week? Just a question.
He says 40 hours.
40 hours.
Hey, he does a good job. He's really good
Yeah,
here.
they need to.
Better
They
than-
did a 40-hour position.
I did the dungeon office myself before Victoria came.
They need experience.
You did what?
Fixed it, painted it, did everything in it,
Where, what?
because it was a mess
No, what all?
in the basement,
Yes.
Oh.
the
Well,
dungeon.
we needed. Swim.
Okay, Swish.
Absolutely.
We digress here.
Yeah, we digress. Okay, so any other items you want? Oh. We could be looking at our visits to the other COAs and making a list of things that they have done that we think should be doable by our COA with the proper
Yes.
personnel. Can that be an item on the next?
Do you still have, oops, sorry, all of them together in one binder?
Yes. Okay, so that's,
We have a-
mine is done.
Good. I passed them out the last meeting. You were,
Yeah,
Yeah,
we could have
yeah.
like- yeah, I missed the last meeting. Oh, thank you.
last meeting.
Yes, you have them.
I just sent the text to Victoria and she suggested having the people, asking the people to call the Council on Aging phone. And then I will,
So, okay, so I'll put that
Okay,
number in
yeah,
the
yeah.
posting.
Yeah, do you want a copy of all
oh, one question. We have in the past done this grab and go meals thing
Okay,
sometime in the fall. Is anybody interested in continuing that?
but we said we weren't gonna do that to another person, but that came up at the last meeting and Kristen had said to wait till we had the,
Oh. Okay,
but we're obviously not gonna have that person now. or-
well, that might take the person more
By
than
the time
24
they
hours to
get
put that
in,
together.
they're interviewed. So now.
hey, my birthday's Monday, that's my day off, that's it, I'm gone. No, I told Chris it'll stay.
Phew.
I mean. Could we do it without Victoria? I'm sure we could.
Yeah. Do we want to? Everybody ready to roll up your sleeves and make french fries or? Quiet phone.
When did we do it? Last year, it was October or November? It was
I think-
closer to Thanksgiving, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I
feel
don't,
like it was.
November,
Yeah.
we want to tentatively schedule. And she was always doing it through chef something,
Du jour.
chef du jour. The Lions Club had that senior dinner at 19 Carter, and that was, the meals all came from 4 or 5 different restaurants in Hudson. Obviously, you'd have to pay for them. They're not gonna do free meals for Berlin forever, but we could see if any of them could provide a grab and go meal and what kind of cost.
It was October 25th last year. It must have been November the year before.
We didn't do it the year before.
Well, then it was October. You're right.
Okay, October in 2023. Okay, let me work a little bit on
Yeah, it was.
the, okay, so that has to get up and get cooking actually pretty fast, so to speak.
Yeah,
Check on that. Also, what is our,
we
What was
did
our-
chicken
what was our-
fish.
what was our budget for that last time? I don't have any idea.
We could go back and look at it.
Yeah,
It'll be in the minutes.
I think Chef du Jour was
Like $13 a meal or 13 or
something
14
in the
like that.
teens, yeah, 13, 14, 15,
And we usually did what, 60 or 65 meals?
something on that line.
I can look at.
We had a
latest
lot
budgets,
left
see what
over
they-
last time.
Really?
There were like, what, the three of us were there. And there were 8 or 10 meals.
Oh, there
that
was, that's right. 'cause she
We
was
gave a
giving them to
whole
the-
bunch
Yeah,
to police
police
and
department.
fire,
Yeah.
to Marta.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was like, we tried to get a hold of everybody. Victoria had been trying to get a hold of everybody and reminding them the day of. We had a bunch of no-shows.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
There
I
had to
delivered a
be at
few,
least
like-
8,
Oh, yeah, there were
At least,
definitely 8.
Yeah,
because we were eating the police department.
Yeah,
yeah.
I handed, I think, easily 8 meals off to the police.
Yeah, I
department.
believe that.
I didn't get any. Never mind.
Well, I
You
think
were-
Victoria
You
said
left
she always
them.
ordered extras too, in case someone called in late. that wanted something.
Well, I have to say that I have consistently been the person outside handing off meals, and sometimes the last person with what meals remain. And we always have meals that
Yeah.
don't get consumed, that I'm
Yeah.
like trying to find somebody else to eat.
So, I mean, we should probably control.
I just think that margin of extra needs to be lowered.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that was true, because that was a big waste.
It was a huge waste.
Is anybody interested in working on that little project? Setting it up, finding out info. I'll
Yeah,
check
I
out
can do
a
that.
couple of Chef du Jour in the Hudson restaurant.
Yeah, I can definitely. do it.
And then if we set a date, then we can say how many people are willing to help pass stuff out and shuffle it around. I think, okay, good. All right, any other new business?
Do you get it back to people?
I was just gonna ask about that, about COA, the Facebook page that we don't have access to.
I'm sure Dee has access to. it.
D, so check with D on
Okay.
that.
So maybe once
Right.
we get details, you can make a cute flyer.
I
We
would
can
think
Is
use
that, is
that.
that what it's not? We should put on the.
She would always give a
I'm
flyer
happy to reach out.
to 19 Carter.
It may be that she already had a list of people too who usually did it, because I thought she mentioned something about like historical.
Did Northbrook do their own? Did they get their own?
No, they
It was
get,
like the tables vibrated.
I'm sorry, that's me.
They
I
get
have
a
somewhere
number of-
else I have to go.
they got a number of meals, the deliveries.
I knew they would come and bring their own, yeah.
Mhm.
Some people from over there would be here and. take
Oh,
them
pick
over
up
there.
their own, yeah.
But I didn't know if they,
At least on
gathered
the
a
first one,
list of who wanted a meal.
okay,
She
I
must
think at
have
least on the first
something.
one, we had somebody who went and did Northbrook 1 and 2 specifically, because there were a number of them
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I think June and Amy used to do the deliver them.
Yes,
There's gotta be a list on the computer.
Do you
Maybe-
think?
Maybe, yeah, maybe we can plan a time to go poking through the computer.
What do you want?
Just a list
what?
of the people that have had the meal in the past.
I mean, I
Had
think it's
the
at
meal?
least a place
yeah,
to
the-
start.
Yeah,
I can check.
I mean, she would always print out a list for us, of
Yeah.
what people had ordered. So
Let me-
there's
how
probably
do
some
people
very,
sign up? How did you get that list?
I'd call in my meals.
But how did you know? Okay, but you know,
I
but
know
how do
from
people
here.
know?
I'm sure she had it on the webpage.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she
I
contacted
bet
the
she called
people,
people.
like the managers in Norfolk Village
And had them ask.
But.
Or post it out there or something.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I
Almost
was
any-
her last week, just checking in and seeing how she's doing, because we had to stay connected. and-
Almost anything I've done where you need to get people to sign up for something, I find it's the most effective way is to call people and say, do you want this and such?
Say, hey, you signed up for this last time, we're doing it
Yeah,
again.
you're
if you
interested.
wanna do it.
Okay, so,
Yeah,
You're gonna
These
go-
are the meals we're gonna have.
yeah, are you gonna go look at the
Gotta be
computer? and
open
see?
enough so
Yeah.
that the 1,300 seniors would
Yes,
would know about it.
right. We
Right.
still need to advertise
Yeah.
to the masses.
We need a bigger car if we're gonna deliver
But I think we need to
1,300.
figure out what the choices are first.
Do we want to pick some tentative dates, or you just want to
So,
start doing? a
She
little
would
background?
always start with Chef du jour, right?
Yeah,
And
she
see
always
when
is
he's
them.
available.
Figure
Oh,
out,
figure
yeah,
out when
when
they're
he was
available.
available
I
and then
can
what
call
the
Chef
choices
Deshore.
were.
Okay.
What town are they in? Does anyone know?
He's in Northborough. isn't he?
Yeah,
I think so.
So I'll call them and just find out what dates might be available from them and what meals they would suggest.
yes.
Yeah, we, originally, I think we did 3 options and the last time it was 2.
Yeah, that does
Chef
sound.
du jour
right,
catering?
actually.
Okay.
It's big.
I'll call them. And see.
Okay, I'll check Hudson Restaurants, see if they,
By week?
Yeah.
6.
Yep.
6.
Okay.
Okey-doke. Any other? Do I hear a motion to adjourn
I would like to know who's gonna turn out that paperwork.
on,
Appraisal.
What's appraisal
The
for the
appraisal
driver?
of the driver.
Is that,
I'll
what
work
are
with
they
you
doing
on it.
now?
Huh?
I'll work with you on it.
Who
Because you're
typically
the-
does it?
You have to work
Probably
with the
Victoria.
driver.
Yeah,
He has to,
Probably.
he has to. So.
But we have to do it first and then present it to him.
Well, yeah, go over.
Review it, yeah.
When I
but
used to work
is
in the
this the
selectman's
time?
office. They used to do it.
Is this a
and then
Kristen
left
question,
me
maybe?
to go.
In the absence of a director?
Is this a performance review?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
What time of year are the performance reviews done for the town of Berlin?
Right now.
It's.
Oh, they're all done at the same time?
Yes,
So it's not on your annual.
it is. It'll be next year. This one is for fiscal 24. And then there'll be another one next year. for fiscal
Well,
25.
can we also see if there's one of these on her computer? No, I'm just,
You just forget about.
no,
it,
I'm
you know.
not saying we copy it. It's just nice to have some historical
So
information.
you think Victoria probably
That's
did it
me.
last year?
I would imagine
With,
so.
with the vampire?
Yeah.
I'm sure she
Okay, so
did.
there's Victoria. And
so
then.
nobody knows at this point more than
I
you
don't
do
know,
about.
but it feels like
van
this
drivers.
should be something Kristen.
Nobody at this point knows more than you do about what the van driver is doing.
Yeah.
No, I do that. I just give them, yes,
I
it's just
don't-
perfect.
yes, so-
you know.
Right, none of us have.
So do you want to?
No, that would
Okay.
No, but they're driving first.
So you want to sit down? and
Yeah, let's adjourn.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second? All those in favor?
Uh,
Aye.
So moved. We are adjourned. Thank you, Chris, for coming.